Damn. Travis, do you see the stream?
I can see you. I'm gonna turn on YouTube in a second.
All right. Hey, Jonathan.
I got it on YouTube.
All right, cool. All right, we're ready to go. I'm going to roll the title page.
Just before the world wakes, fog rolls in and spills over the banks of the Baraboo River that runs past our distillery. The rich moisture makes its way into the rickhouse, blanketing our barrels, nurturing what's inside. And this happens every morning, and that makes for a very good evening. Driftless Glen Distillery. Taste the American spirit.
All right, folks. Welcome to another virtual tap house. This is your host, Gus Guevara. We are going to be interviewing a couple of the distillers from Driftless Glen. We're up here in Baraboo, Wisconsin. And we'll just start into that, and we'll go from there. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. And let's see, for those of you that haven't had a chance to buy a sampler pack, this is what it was. Driftless Glen put together a nice little package here. Inside of it is a little sheet that explained what the virtual tasting was about, and how to get onto the YouTube page. And they went all out on this one, guys. So we're going to start with an interview with Max and Nathan. They're both head distillers here. Uh, Max, would you like to introduce yourself to the viewers and see what's going on here with these guys?
Sure. Hi. I'm Max. And I'm Nathan. My partner, Nathan.
How long have you guys been with Driftless Glen?
I've been here a little over 5 years. Started as a tour guide. I've moved to the bottling line. We had a head distiller move on after that. And Nathan and I knew our processes, our equipment well enough at that point. We just kind of took the reins. How long you been here? Yep, I've been here a little over 5.5 years also, coming up on 6. So, yeah, just about since the beginning.
What are you guys? Have you guys got formal training, on the job training? What have you got?
So it's all been on the job training. We've worked with 3 different master distillers from around the country that have been here as consultants at Driftless Glen. So, got a pretty broad perspective on the whiskey industry from those gentlemen. And yeah, no, it's all been on the job training.
Any distillers you guys want to mention? Yeah,
Price it.
yeah. But you guys have on the job training and stuff like that. So, who do you guys like to emulate? Who inspires you in the bourbon world?
So the initial consultant that we had was Dave Pickrell from Maker's Mark. So his influence
Yeah.
really was part of the foundation of the company and our recipes. So that's definitely a big one.
Inspiration.
It's been interesting too, being a Wisconsin distillery. I mean, so much of the the final product is determined by the aging process, the elements that the barrel is exposed to. So just being outside of Kentucky, outside of Indiana, we're making a product that really is distinctive. As consistent as we try to be, it's really Wisconsin. It's the weather, it's the changes in temperature that affect the product as much as anything. So we're making a unique product just by virtue of our location.
Awesome, awesome. Like you guys use like local water, obviously. So, do you guys? What do you guys do to it? Do you? Yeah.
We're really lucky being in the Driftless region. We have fantastic water. So the last ice age dropped off a lot of sand and sediment in what's referred to as the Driftless region here in Wisconsin, and we have that acting as sort of natural aquifer and really absolutely excellent water. We do not need to do a single thing to it before we use it in our process. It's actually right. We don't even need to do pH adjustment for our cooking our mash. It's excellent.
The minerals in the water from the limestone around here acts as a great nutrient for the yeasts. So perfect for cooking, perfect for fermentation. So the water is the number one factor in deciding where you're going to put up a distillery. It's going to determine the quality of your product.
Yeah, we really lucked out on the location.
Location.
All right, so you were a tour guide before this. What did you do before this?
Before this,
Yeah.
I was making tie-dyes at a resort in Wisconsin Dells, tie-dye t-shirts.
Awesome.
I just got into booze and heard they put this place up and came begging for a job.
Uh,
Yeah.
how about you, Nathan?
Oh, had a variety of gigs. I was doing specialized respite work immediately before this. So.
And you guys ever decided you never even thought about this back? It just kind of fell into it.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Now, being in Wisconsin especially, this wasn't even on the radar until the place opened up. And yeah, we both just started on the bottom and worked our way through it all.
That's
So.
why the inspiration question is kind of tough. Came looking for a cool gig. It's a cool job.
Awesome.
Cool job.
All right, guys. Let's talk about the Driftless Glen itself. What are you guys are located in Baraboo, Wisconsin. All right. Did you guys build up from the ground up, or did you repurpose the building for this?
It's all built from the ground up. Yeah, we've got a full distillery, restaurant, and bar right on the Baraboo River front here. And
Nice patio right on the river. People like to eat there in the spring. That's usually packed.
two other warehouses that were built, rack house where all of our barrels are stored. We've got that pretty much full at this point, and then another bottling facility as well. So all built from the ground up.
Third warehouse on the way. Should be able to hold another 4,000 barrels or so. It's going to keep us busy for the next couple of years or more.
All right. So this building itself, you guys have a restaurant attached to it too?
Yes, full restaurant. I think they qualify as fine dining.
Okay.
But it's casual enough. Full restaurant, full bar. Great menu.
All right. Let's talk the elephant in the room. COVID. How's COVID affected you guys?
It's only gotten busier here.
Yeah.
In April, I would say we kind of screeched to a halt. Obviously with the shutdown and everything, but boy, it's crazy. It's only gotten busier this year. Record-breaking days, months in the restaurant in terms of distribution.
It's been consistent.
We've gotten lucky. It's gotten busier, if anything.
People are happy they drink. When people are sad, they drink more. So
Yeah. It's the thing on my business too. Is this whether you're broke or have money, you always have money to drink.
Great
Yeah.
Depression, booze sales only went up. It only goes up. We're very, very fortunate for that.
Yes, I turned it on. All right, so let's start into these first bourbons. All right, guys. So we're gonna start with the Bourbon Whiskey.
The standard,
This is called the Standard. Okay.
our flagship product.
So not everyone out here is a bourbon expert. So what makes a bourbon? What determines that you guys can call it a bourbon?
Bourbon, it must be at least made from at least 51% corn, so mostly corn. It's got to be made from
question a lot.
Big misconception.
Yes, it is still bourbon, even though it's made in Wisconsin.
Anywhere within the United States. They will.
There's a couple diehard Kentucky boys that might have a different opinion, but technically it can be made anywhere.
The law is the law.
If you guys ever get to source your stuff, or have you guys made your own stuff?
Made everything from scratch, yeah. We do source one of the products we're going to be tasting today, the brandy. When we get to that, we'll tell you about it. But all of the whiskey, we don't have brandy.
Nope, no brandy today. Only the whiskey, which are. We can bring it on if you're interested, but yeah, all the whiskeys are made from scratch from the beginning right here on site.
Absolutely, always.
All right, give me a second, guys. I have an issue with the mics real quick.
The grains are right now coming from Goldstone Mill in Effingham, Illinois.
That's all Midwestern grain. That's the corn and rye, but the barley is
The malt is from
Chilton.
Chilton.
Chilton. So we started our the very first, I'd say year and a half production actually was all from a local farm just about 20 miles east of here. And as you ramp up, you
Outpace them.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Now, all Midwest grain, of course, all the barley's from Wisconsin, and that goes in everything we make here.
Nice grains we're getting there.
Alright, so let's go on this. Alright,
Yeah.
so you're gonna want to unclamp your mustache humidifier from your ear. And
First, get a nice nose on it. That's the nose makes most of my decisions around here. Go off of that first thing. You'll smell that butterscotch, that sweetness we get off of our standard bourbon around here. That's been, I think, our signature characteristic from the beginning. A real sweet butterscotch. As it gets older, the grains don't come through as much, but they're there subtle.
that's right, bourbon is made, again, primarily using corn. That being said, you don't necessarily want the bourbon to taste like corn. That does age out. You're still going to be getting a little bit of spice off of this too, though. We have a high rye mash bill for a bourbon, so it's about 20% rye. So you're still going to get a little bit of that spice too in the back end. And it's full bodied. I mean, the corn is adding that creaminess, that full mouthfeel that you get, in addition to the fact that we do not chill filter any of our whiskeys. So pretty much directly from the barrel, proof down, very light, just particle filtration right into the bottle. So no chill filters, you get the full effect.
All right.
I think what you're tasting here is batch 28 of our bourbon. What we'll normally do for that, it's a blend of 20 or 22 barrels. We'll go out, pull 25, 30 samples, pick our favorites out of the batch, start doing little mock-up blends.
So typically, how many barrels do you do for a blend?
For a blend, it's those 20 or 22
Yeah.
normally. I mean, the bad ones, I mean, have become less and less as we as they get a little older. We don't run into a lot of problem barrels out there lately. But yeah, like I said, I'll pull 25 or 30 samples, start doing those little mock-up blends, see what works, see what doesn't. If it tastes a little funny, try and find the weak one, the weak link, try and get that out of the batch. If it needs a little more complexity, maybe add some funny ones, see what that does to it. But yeah, the goal here is a well-rounded combination of all these flavors, these characteristics. You want it to have a little bit of everything.
All right.
Something sweet, something dry, something fruity, something floral.
So do you have someone? Do you guys do the blending, or you have someone that specifically comes in and does the blending for you?
No, that's us.
All right. All right. So real quick then, for people out there that aren't so familiar with whiskeys, can you break it down to us what foolproof is? What is a blend? What is a cask strength? Stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Just
Just to start, so people hear there's some confusion about like what's the difference between Scotch and whiskey or bourbon whiskey. It's all whiskey. So whiskey is a grain-based, distilled, barrel-aged spirit. Um, and a type of whiskey is determined by the grains used in it, as well as the where it's produced. Bourbon again is primarily corn. We have a rye whiskey. We will be tasting that today. That's primarily rye. Scotch, for example, can only be made with Scotland, so we don't make Scotch. Irish whiskey, Irish, so on and so on. Yeah, all entirely grain-based. Vodka, for example, can be made from absolutely anything, any agricultural sugar source, but the grain is where all this starts. And from there, the process is similar to brewing, sort of, up to a point. When we have reached full attenuation, our grain mash, add yeast, full alcohol attenuation is reached, so we're looking at about 10% ABV, kind of like a strong beer, and from there it's distilled. So we have steam injected column still. That's our first step of the process. Pulls off all of the ethanol that can then be refined in our pot still, separating different compounds in that distillate. And the final product, coming off the still at about 160 proof, a little less than that, is proofed down to our barrel proof, which is 117 at this point. This product is entirely clear as water, and all of the color and a lot of the characters come from the barrel. So distillate put into a new charred oak barrel, like Max said, and aged for, in our case, anywhere from 2 to 5 years. Our oldest step right now is just hitting about 5 years old.
When did you guys move to the bigger barrels?
That's a good question too. Yeah, so Max said the batches that we're doing are about 20 or so barrels. Right now, those are all 25 to 30-gallon barrels. So the idea there, the smaller barrel means increased, surface area exposure within the barrels. So those are going to be aging a little bit faster, quote unquote.
Pick up character a little faster, so we could get product out on the shelves a little sooner, because the whiskeys are the big seller, as opposed to the clears. But yeah, 25s and 30s to begin with. About 2-3 years in, we've been exclusive with them with 53-gallon barrels. So right now, moving through the 25s, maybe another year of that. We can sitting on like 45 right now. 600, 5,600 or so.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right. So those people that can't see, I have four of our really good customers in from Hy-Vee here, and when we walked into the distillery, I asked them to walk around and take a picture of something that caught their eye for being there the first time. All right, so I'm gonna flash this one right up here. Can you guys tell me what
Are they going to see that on the?
they're gonna see it on there? Yeah.
Okay. So that is our column still. That is a 42-foot, 18-inch continuous column still that was manufactured at Vendome Copper and Brass Works in Louisville, Kentucky. Finest still manufacturer in the world, in our opinion. So what really kicks this whole production into high gear is our ability to produce using that column still. A single mash here for us is about 2,600 gallons. Um, and we're able to run that, if we were to be doing entirely pot still distillation, which is, very, it's traditional in some parts of the world, but if we were to be using a pot still exclusively, it would take us an entire week to run through what we can distill in a single shift on the column still. So that's our initial distillation. We're taking all 2,600 gallons of our grain mash, running it through the column still. Um, and that's our initial distillation. So that's the first step. Steam injection in the bottom, mash in the top. You're pulling ethanol off through the 20 distillation trays in there. And
So, I mean, that's a pretty impressive piece of work, and obviously that's one of the things that people notice right away. A lot of copper. I mean, what is something? You guys have any idea what something like that runs?
I mean,
yeah, it's we've got
I want
probably
to say I've heard 500,000.
I've heard 500,000 in
I've heard.
in copper back there, just with the stills. Yeah, we've got 3 stills, and then the mash cooker also was manufactured in Vendome. So.
All right. So when you guys distill something, do you use certain stills for certain types of alcohols?
Yep.
Okay. So.
Yeah, all the whiskeys run through the column or in the pot, the big pot. All of the clear spirits, the vodkas, the gins, they go through that little
Stainless steel
stainless
pod
steel.
right behind us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So those are a little bit. We're able to produce those as needed. The whiskey, obviously, we're planning way ahead on them. So those are produced in bulk, and the gins and vodkas we can whip up as needed. Won't talk about too much of that today since we're focusing on the whiskey, but really briefly, again, vodka can be made from anything. Driftless Glen vodka is corn-based as well as a sugarcane distillate, and the gins are basically like a flavored vodka. So we're taking there's a few different gin production methods. We use macerations, so we're making basically a big tea bag full of our botanicals, soaking that in high proof ethanol for about 24 hours, and then distilling that, and that's how we're doing our gins.
Awesome. Awesome. Any other questions, guys, on this first one? So do you guys know where you source your barrels from?
Yeah, we've gone through a few different places. Kelvin Cooperage would be most of the barrels we have out there from Kentucky. We have some from the Barrel Mill in Minnesota, Barrels Unlimited out of California. This last batch we got was out of Missouri from The Oak. And I think that's going to be the next round that we pick up as well.
There was a cooperage operating in Wisconsin, but they shut down in, I believe, the 60s.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a special char for your barrels?
Number 4.
Char number 4. And what does that mean for people out there?
It's 1 through 5 is the scale on that. So it's a pretty dark char. Yeah. So
That's where whiskey gets most of its color from, right?
that's all of its color. Yes, it comes off the still clear. Gets all of its color and most of its flavor from the barrel itself.
And the char.
Exactly. So you're charring, you're scorching the inside of the barrel, drawing out and caramelizing all of the wood sugars. The stronger the char, obviously, the bigger impact, the greater filtration, the greater impact on color and flavor that barrel is going to have. The higher the char, again. So more delicate, more heavily distilled whiskeys might want to use a lighter char to preserve, the subtlety of that distillate. Ours is a full-bodied, higher char.
How does the Wisconsin weather affect?
Slows it right down.
Yeah, and that's and we use
About 55 degrees. The aging kind of screeches to a halt. You're relying on the change of temperature as it heats up. The oak expands, soaking in all the whiskey. As it cools down, it squeezes it out like a sponge. It's that breathing motion that's in out that's doing all the work.
Are your storage areas temperature controlled or are they just natural?
One is temperature controlled right now. The second warehouse, the first warehouse, is totally exposed to the elements for the most part, which you know we think is kind of the beautiful thing of this. As consistent as we can be back here. At that point, that's where you let go of the reins and let nature take its course. It's the beauty of it, I think.
I got a question in chat. Is A1 toasted? A1 and the A1 char, I believe they're asking Kellenberg.
A1. That sounds like a
Yeah.
toast. Yeah.
Could be. So toasting is different from charring as well. So you can have a strictly toasted barrel or toasted and charred. Toasting penetrates the wood a little more deeply than
Yeah.
charring does. All of our, I don't think any of our
Not yeah. I mean, the toast is a little deeper in the oak. That's where you're caramelizing those sugars, and the char, the real that dark alligator char, that acts as a filter over time.
Let's move on to the second one, which is going to be what, the single barrel,
No, rye.
the rye whiskey.
Yeah, we're just going in order here.
Okay, so rye whiskey. Hold on, let me put up my thing.
So if you guys, you've been here for 5 years, you said, which is pretty much as old as your oldest distillery you got.
Yeah, I came in a little, pretty close after that.
So have you identified any sweet spots in your warehouses yet?
Everything has moved around here so much. I'm hoping that we can. I've heard of this idea, but no, I mean between these two buildings having been built at different times, everything's been shifted around so many times that no, I can't say exactly that we have, but hopefully in the future. I think it's pretty much set where it's going to sit.
Okay, folks, real quick, I put these in the wrong order, so we are tasting the rye whiskey. It's just not sample number 3. All right, my apologies.
Just going down the order of the package that was handed to me.
All right, so what are we smelling here?
So this is a pretty mash bill. 75 rye, 25 malted barley, but that malted barley is half the distiller's malt, caramel malt. I pick up on that caramel, it's that heavy rye spice. We find a lot of the time cherry and then chocolate. Maybe subtle in this particular.
I definitely get the cherry on this one.
Again, same deal. It's usually about 20 barrels, or maybe more in a batch. Yes. I find a batch of good ones and put them together, see what it's like. Adjust from there. If it's funny, try and fix it. Do rough blends. We can figure out which barrels we want to use, drag them in here, empty them into one of these stainless steel things.
Let's talk about like recycling and stuff like that. So, what do you guys do with your spent grains?
Spent grains go to a farm locally to feed their cattle.
So there's a couple, there's two big waste products that we produce. The actual, again, because you think we're taking a 2,600 gallon batch of grain mash down to about 500 gallons of final distillate. The waste water is trucked off-site to an anaerobic digester, and we have a liquid solid separator that spins out all the spent grain, and we've got a couple local farmers that have taken that from us, and that's primarily livestock feed.
All right, I got a question. What percentage rye grain is used in this mash bill?
75.
75. All right.
75 rye.
And then another question about recycling stuff. What do you guys do with your used barrels? Do you guys?
So a lot of times they'll just go to tours that come through here. They want to make furniture or planters out of them, but they go to some breweries, some wineries, some coffee places.
Maple syrup.
But that's the vast majority of the barrels that go out of here. It's mostly maple syrup. I think that's just a thing, but yeah, we get a lot of syrup producers, which are so delicious.
That being said, we do reuse some of the bourbon barrels for a couple of our other products. So we have, I mentioned brandy earlier, which is actually French brandy we get in and finish in our own used bourbon barrels, and we also have a barrel-aged gin that we produce. So that's also so a couple uses for the used bourbon barrels in-house here, but yeah, most of them get sold out.
Do you guys produce anything that you don't sell for distribution outside of the distillery?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yeah. So we have our exclusive series, which you know, like I mentioned, we had a couple of different head distillers come through here before us. The exclusive series is only available here in house, and it's kind of an outlet to get rid of some of the one-offs that they produce, but it also opens doors for us to experiment. In the future, we've done an American single malt in that label, which we have about 60 barrels put up right now. We might do a bigger release on that. We did our smoked malt whiskey in that, and come Black Friday weekend here, we're gonna put out our port finished bourbon.
You want to show it?
Oh,
yeah.
Sure. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thought he was telling you to steal first.
This is the American single malt exclusive Driftless Glen exclusive series label. So yeah, that helps us get rid of some of the little things we got going on out here. Stuff that we played with in the past, and yeah, lets us do some stuff in the future. After this, this release, the port finished bourbon. We want to do more barrel finishes, more play around maybe with more smoked malts. We want to make gin. We want to play with some gin.
And that port finished bourbon is it's coming right along.
I tried it yesterday.
When are you
Hopefully
expecting that to be released?
before the
Black Friday.
holidays. Yep.
Black Friday.
hmm
Yeah, we're probably gonna bottle it this week.
I forgot that. So I got a question in here. It might be a repeat. Do you use new or used barrels in the rye?
All
No, new.
new for all of the whiskeys. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's another one of those stipulations for bourbon and American whiskey that it has to be a new charred white oak barrel. And like you said, we're selling a lot of ours to local breweries, wineries, places like that. But the big guys, Jim Beam, you know, the big Kentucky distilleries will often ship all of their used barrels to Ireland and Scotland. And so Scotch, for example, primarily made in used barrels. But all of ours are totally new, single use, other than the bourbons that we use for the brandy and gin.
Yeah. Chill filtration, they'll prior to bottling it, they'll cool it down to near freezing temperatures. The amino acids and fats in the oils in the whiskey, and even beer and wine producers do this, but those condense and then are filtered out. Really, these they crystallize and get filtered out. These are flavor crystals, and that's where a lot of the natural flavor of the product lies.
And so why would they do that? It's primarily for aesthetic consistency. It makes for maybe a cleaner, more consistent color, and in freezing, whiskey isn't going to freeze. It's too, high proof. But you can put it in the freezer, take it out. If it hasn't been chill filtered, it'll get kind of cloudy. It'll get those, like Max was saying, those what we call flavor crystals. So the chill filtration is an attempt to avoid that, the cloudiness that you might get if your whiskey is chilled. But again, you're taking out so much mouthfeel and potentially flavor that our thinking is.
We do have some of our product out on the shelves, and there's something cloudy floating at the bottom. Shake that thing up and drink it. That's flavor.
Don't let that be off-putting.
That's
if you
flavor.
see cloudy whiskey, that is not a bad thing. It's exactly.
Personal preference. What do you guys prefer in your old fashions, rye or bourbon?
I like the double cask gin. That's a good old fashioned.
I would say rye actually. I was more of a bourbon guy before I started working here, but this place has really turned me on to rye, so I'm all about that spice and an old fashioned. Ooh, straight rye. I love the 51.
Straight rye. Yeah. While the bourbon, of course, is like 70% of our business, it's the geeks that really go after that rye. It's really a spectacular rye. I guess there's just not as much of a market for it as bourbon right now, but anybody that's in the know.
All right, so
Mike. All right, so I got another picture here, impression picture number 2. This one's from Sarah, and let's see what we got here. This one is that. All right.
What's the number?
51 rye, burn.
Oh,
98, it looks like.
that's one of our oldest 51 rye barrels. At least it's aging right now. We put out 2 batches of that so far. We're waiting on some new labels. As soon as those show up, we're going to bottle another round of 51 rye. And I think after that, we should be able to consistently keep that on the shelf. That's a product that came in later down the line. It was kind of a happy accident. We used the distillate as a base for a flavored product that didn't end up working out. So while that's going away, we put some of that distillate into some barrels. A couple years down the line, we checked them out to see how they were doing, and we said this is some of our best stuff. It's a really good product. So we've been producing a lot more of 51 rye.
All right, so like, what are the markings on the barrel? What do you have to do this by law, and what do you guys put on the side of the barrel?
So the Tax and Trade Bureau, the TTB, prefers you put your date in that format. What was the date on that? The 15I something. No.
So that would be
No, we didn't put it in
September 28th, 2016, I believe.
What is that? Barrel number 2888? Yeah, you
So
go.
the barrel date on the bottom is the year, the month in the form of the letter, and the day of the month. Don't ask me why they have us do it that way, but they do. Full level is actually the proof gallons into the barrel, so that's the liquid gallons multiplied by the proof, which is 117.2. And that's roughly what our barrel entry proof is.
let's explain the
Oh, the Devil's Cut. Well, let's start with the Angel's Share. That's what evaporates from the barrel over time. We've found that in the 25 and 30 gallon barrels that we're emptying up to this point, we're losing about 20, I'd say about 20% of the product inside them over 4 or 5 years, give or take, of course. But yeah, so that's what goes to the Angels, they say. The Devil's Cut, Jim Dean might have that trademark. I don't really know, but that's what remains in the oak after you empty the barrel, and that really gives you an idea how massive their operation is. That they're able to actually mass produce a product that they just squeezed it. I don't know how they do that, but yeah, that's what actually remains soaked in the oak. Is that how it is? Yeah,
that's what I heard.
that's yeah, they're pumping out a lot of product.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. We're going to go on to the single barrel.
Is this one?
Yep.
Thank you.
Single
Single barrel bourbon, I imagine this is?
Yeah. So, what's the barrel number on that? Not that it really matters. Number 1977. So, what I like to say about the single barrels, a lot of people think it's supposed to be the best of the best of the best. You find your best product. I don't think that's really practical. I think the appeal of a single barrel product
is that you get to break down the anatomy of, the standard small batch blends. You get to see what the building blocks of that blend are. You might, like I said, in the blend you want something sweet, something fruity, something floral, something a little bit of everything. The single barrel may only have one or two of those characteristics, but it lets you know what goes into the final, the flagship product.
Mhm.
That's
In this 1977, this would have been a 30-gallon barrel, aged for probably about 4.5 years.
So
And again, they're all like, you can pull samples from 2 different barrels that are right next to each other in the warehouse, filled on the same day, and they might taste worlds apart.
So a single
So-
barrel, is that higher proof or is it?
the standard single barrel that we put out is the same proof. We bottle at 96, but for different retail picks, a lot of times we'll put out a cask strength version, or we have our distillers selects that also we only sell here on site. The distillers selects are our favorite barrels. We put a lot of effort into finding top-notch barrels and put those out at cask strength. There's a market for that with the geeks.
You guys find a specific barrel maker makes a better barrel?
Yeah, we have our favorites.
Yeah.
Is it personal favorites, or is it you guys both kind of agree?
I think we're
Pretty much on the same page.
unanimous.
Yeah. Not gonna trash any Coopers.
Yeah, we shouldn't. We're still going with different Coopers. So.
We've had great barrels from every Cooperage we've worked with, for sure.
No doubt. Excellent.
So real quick, out of all the distillates, what's your favorite? The one that you like to produce the most? Either both of you guys.
We make a lot more bourbon than anything.
Rye again for me, definitely. When you come in here, Max is our mash technician, so he's got a rye batch going. I mean, you come in here, it smells like a bakery. I mean, it is just heavenly coming in and smelling a rye mash, and the distillate too. Oh, the smoke too.
The smoke
smells
that
great.
was pretty fun. It smells kind of bacon-y. Smoke them all in that product, so that comes through real nice. Yeesh. Yeah.
Yeah, those are fun too. The smoke, the malt whiskeys. We can. Yeah, there was a company that we were working with on a product for people to be able to age at home. I don't know where we're at with that, but we've explored that. We don't have anything out right now. Straight white dog.
We sent out a couple of bulk orders of the American single distillate. I think in Wisconsin it's all the way to 190 proof. Different states have restrictions on that. Sometimes you'll see Everclear depending what state you're in. Some places can only go. And not in Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin. There's no restrictions.
As strong as
There's no rule.
That being said, for whiskey distillations, 160 proof is as high as we can go.
Right.
So vodka has to be higher, but whiskey can't be higher than 160. You can put it in the barrel at
You
100.
have to barrel it no higher than 125,
Right.
no lower. That's another federal thing.
So when we're tasting this single barrel, what flavors should we be looking? What should we have on the nose and?
So these are going to be all different.
Yeah,
every time.
this particular one.
This one in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much we do.
Right, so we try to taste the smell the blend and the single barrel side by side.
And you'll see what I mean. I think the blend is much more well-rounded body with bigger. So single barrel's a little thinner, but like I said, you can see what characteristics of this made it ended up in.
Here, I'm not trying to rush you guys. I just want to. We got picture number 3 from Mike. Something that impression. What are we looking at over here?
That's our that's warehouse A, as I like to call it. That's entirely filled with barrels. This building, wall to wall with 53-gallon barrels. All of our 25s and 30s are in warehouse B.
So rough guessing.
It's about 3,000 in there.
In the first warehouse.
In the first warehouse, about.
Do you guys do a bottle and bonded or anything like that?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I think that has to be 5.
Yeah.
Our oldest stuff is just now turning 5, 5 and a
Uh-huh.
half. There's been talk of it. Yeah. But no, not yet. Not yet.
But
No, what I understand, we're big enough that rotating this stuff, like, we would be more stacked. It's just me and him.
there's 2 of us. This is the entire
Get
staff.
to work on it.
Yeah.
We have a guy running the bottling line. It's a lot to rotate, but what I hear other places will do is blend warehouse, like you'll get some stuff from way up high, in the middle, down low, get stuff from Beam again, for example, they have a 4-year age state, they're using 20-year stuff in these batches, barrels. So you'll have some 4-year stuff. That's just the youngest barrels that they would put in there. So yeah, you just eventually, I think we're just going to be using a spread of stuff.
Mhm.
Yep.
Where is warehouse B? Is it on site?
Just behind that
Yeah.
one, you can see it in the
So
picture.
both your warehouses are on site.
Yes, and we're putting up a third one that will not be on site. We're gonna have to start trucking barrels out there. It's probably gonna require another body yet again, but the new warehouse should be able to hold another 4,000 barrels or something.
Mhm. We're trapped between the circus and the river here, so we can't expand anymore on our property.
All right, guys. Let's move on to the Rye 51. Explain the name to us.
So it's 51% rye mash bill. The rest is 38 corn, 11 malt. Again, this is that happy accident. We can use that for as the base for some flavor product that we were working on to turn out. But we put a little bit of this into a barrel, and we loved it after a couple of years. So now we're cranking the product out pretty consistently. But, it's 51% rye. We bottle it at 51% ABV because we're suckers for that gimmicky stuff.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if something's off with me, but I get like a floral hint off this.
But yeah, I think this batch did have a little bit. We like to think of it, I guess, as a sort of a hybrid between our bourbon and our rye. It's a high corn mash bill for a rye whiskey.
What would you attribute to that floral?
The floral?
Yeah.
I think that would have just come off of the barrel.
It could have come through the distillation as well,
Coulda.
but that's interesting.
Yeah, very astute.
So you guys have any background in science or anything that?
No.
Well, you guys are doing an incredible job, though, man. Let me tell you. Yeah.
You find that a lot of the industry is chemical engineers, and a lot of the industry is guys that kind of fell into it.
The hell of a fall.
Sort of happened, yeah.
And would you guys have thought you're at where you're at 10 years ago? Yes. What's your family have to say?
Couldn't have possibly got it.
So personal question, how old are you guys?
28, no, I'm 29.
He just had a birthday.
That's awesome. What? Yeah, that is awesome. You're living a lot of people's dreams, guys.
Yeah,
You know,
my parents are nervous to answer that question. They don't like it.
You guys are like mad scientists.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, figuring it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, we found that, like you said, the 51 was a happy accident. And, yeah, we've been fortunate. We've been able to play with all the equipment here. Like you said, work with a lot of different people, some interesting characters. So a lot of trial and error, but we feel like we kind of got it dialed in.
I've been telling Nathan I do my best thinking on this fork, but I hit a flow state. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Just go out there and
We-
glide.
We like our toys.
yeah, I got two people in chat saying that they taste a little cinnamon off this,
What?
and
Yeah, I see that.
yeah, I got one of my big whiskey guys back home, Mike Hewitt. He says it's great, it tastes grassy taste, and it's very good.
Grassy. Okay.
I can see that along with the floral.
Yeah, the more notes come in, the more I taste. More refined palates. We're getting there.
Let's we got the last picture in here. This one's from Clifford. All right, so let's see what we got here. And you tell me what this is. Looks like a little display.
Very nice. Oh, that's our medals. From here and there, the American Craft Spirits Association, the London Spirits Competition. They gave us a our first gold medal for the American Single Malt.
I'm gonna give us a quick pat on the back for that
Yep.
too. That was one of the first products that Max and I really liked.
It was just us from
Yeah, that was just
start
us.
to finish. We had
No oversight, and
we were working for a couple of guys before us, but that was one of the first.
that was really all us, all our process. You know, at that point we had everything
2 years
dialed
ago?
in, and that was the first gold.
And our
medal.
first gold medal. So yeah, pretty proud of that. What did the Heartland
That
Spirits
was the- I think that was the
Competition?
London Craft
That was the
Spirits
London, yeah.
World Spirits.
That's right.
They don't
Yeah,
let us
they
have
hang
them. They're all-
They hang them up on the display. I'm surprised none of them have gotten stolen yet. No, they're right up there. Yeah, we're gonna set aside a couple cases of that port finish bourbon for competition. Hopefully that'll snag us another one. We'd like to get in on competition here and there. So it's an accolade. It helps. It feels good.
It's okay, old imposter syndrome.
Well, it's been very enlightening. Laid some knowledge down, what's up there. You guys have definitely doing some good work over there.
Oh, thank you.
You guys got a good thing going here.
Appreciate you saying that.
We appreciate it.
It's been a huge learning experience, and yeah, it's been fun. It's been a
It's a living.
new world for us.
It's a living that I know you. So when is your distilling season? When does it start? When does it end?
We're out of production right now because we've got a couple of projects going on out here. We're moving grain shaker outside. We're putting in a new glycol chiller. We're doing a couple of things. We're gonna put up 100 barrels next month just to keep it going. But no, I mean once this new warehouse goes up, we're gonna be cooking year round.
Very cool.
Year round.
We're just out of space for barrels.
We're out of
so,
room.
Yeah.
Room has always been the
Mm-hmm.
thing here.
How far do you guys distribute?
15, 16 states.
What's the furthest state, you know, off the top of your head?
California, probably. Oh, we're in Costa Rica. We're in Costa. We've gotten our stuff into Kentucky, Tennessee. That's high praise. Just got in there in the first
Yeah,
place.
yeah. And the non-chill filtration was a big selling point in
Mhm.
Kentucky too, which is why we bring that up.
Yeah. You know.
Do you guys find it? I mean, I don't know if you see what's going on that end of the aspect, you know, but did you guys find it hard to get into Kentucky? Would you guys?
That was totally on the salespeople.
Yeah.
yeah, not our department, but no,
They were curious about Wisconsin.
they were.
Wisconsin
Is
bourbon.
there any other Wisconsin distilleries out there?
Oh, sure.
Tons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's tons.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the first I've heard of.
Jay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if
There's,
I don't know.
there's a parallelism.
Yeah.
This is great. Jay Henry's great.
There's a bunch in Madison.
Yahara Bay.
Oh, yeah, bunch in Milwaukee.
Yeah. No, we were not the first. We were one of the first mid majors, I guess is how you would classify our size. We're not, we're not operating out of a garage. Obviously, we're not like a tiny craft, but not not as big as Jim Beam or anything like that by any means. But mid major is just
I got a question
size.
in chat. Let's see. I'd love to hear more about this smoked malt whiskey. Is that only available at the distillery?
Yeah, we got a couple cases left. Like I said, I've got a batch put up. That's not even a year in, so it'll be 4 or 5 years before we put out another round of that. But yeah, get here quick if you want any. But it's made from applewood smoked malt, a mesquite smoked malt, caramel malt, and a little bit of corn just to get the yield up. But and it is, yeah, exactly, cask strength, 122 proof. I think I got at least a bronze. I got their tasting notes back, like I said the smoke was a little fine.
All right, guys out there in TV land, if you want me to pick up a bottle for you, I will put my neck out on the line and pick up a bottle for you. Just reach out to me,
What a guy.
and I'll let you know. Okay.
Did you?
That would be fun.
It would be fun. Now that it would have been fun. We've done, like I said, some barrel things with different breweries and wineries. Sometimes they credit us. Not that we need it. No, that would be the extent of our collaboration.
All right. On an ending note, you guys have anything you want to add into this before we go? And real quick, John Whitaker, I will pick up a bottle for you before I leave. So just get your hands on me at Ivy. All right.
We're selling booze. We're doing our job.
Hey, how much port finish do you anticipate having?
About 256 packs, maybe a little less.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be around for a little bit. I think it's going to be gangbusters for the holidays here, but
Yeah, I would say
about 230, 250 cases.
All right, cool. And Rob Kellenberg, I'll get a bottle for you too. Anyone else?
Black Friday weekend. We're running a little special on it too.
Neil Kellenberg, I'll grab one for you too. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, anything else you guys want to add?
No, you can go on the if you don't see our stuff in a local store, you can go to the website driftlessglen.com. Click on the buy online tab. There's a bunch of online sellers under that. I found out yesterday, but you can order it all online.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate coming on here. This has really been eye opening for me. Let's see. Let's go for the. Yeah, Driftless Glen tie dye. Yeah. Come on. All right, so let me tell you guys the next tasting event that I got is going to be Canay Farms Distillery in Rochelle. That's December 6th at 2 p.m. I'm taking 2 weeks off to tighten up my production line and buy some more equipment, and plus spend some time on the holidays with my family. thank you so much for this ride, guys. It's been awesome since day one. I'm almost 11 weeks in on this, and it's been an incredible growth, incredible distilleries and breweries we've been to. Let's see what else we got going on. So let's see. I got the end page here. We'll transition to that. Like I said, thank you for watching. If you guys like what you saw, just please subscribe and turn on your alerts, and you'll never miss another event again. I have more content that's going on. During these 2 weeks off, I will probably do some random live reviews, beer tastings, whiskey tastings. So just if you have your alerts on, you'll be able to catch that stuff. So we will talk to you guys soon. Definitely, Driftless Glen has earned a spot in my heart because they're opened up my eyes to a lot of things that are going on here. So we'll talk to you guys and have a great one.